Hello, Madzilla here. Just an updated video of my thoughts on the Battlefield 4 beta. We've had it for a couple of weeks now, so I've really come to grips with what I think I like and what I think I don't like, and just some sort of weird things that kind of annoy me, but people have the right to do. So let's get into it. So let's say the good. My first main thing that I think is really good is the fact how they've added damage models to the vehicles. So if you shoot a tank in the back of an RPG, it's going to do a hell of a lot more damage than hitting it in the front. This just adds a whole new level of tactical gameplay, and also for tank drivers it's going to add a whole level of angling your tank properly, so you're not facing the enemy with your backside and getting shot in the arse with an RPG and allowing yourself to take that maximum amount of damage. Also with helicopters, they feel like they are a lot better to drive. They have some weight behind them. Flying now feels a lot more fun, and in Battlefield 3 I can never drive a helicopter. I would fly it and I'd crash within a few minutes. I wasn't great on the PC on the helicopters, but in Battlefield 4 I think they've really sorted that out. I'm actually pretty good in the helicopters and I'm racking up the kills, and I'm really enjoying the helicopter and vehicle play. So that's really about it for vehicles. They seem to have really ramped up their efforts to rebalance the vehicles and give infantry a whole different way of taking them out. It's more tactical now. As I said, you have to really focus on where you're going to hit your vehicle to take it out. So that's good. So I no longer feel completely useless if I'm running as a assault class and a tank comes around the corner. I know if I've got my grenade launcher I can at least do some kind of damage to it, especially if the tank drives in front of me. I can put a shot into its back and it's going to do a good amount of damage, and I'm basically not just chucking tennis balls at it like it would have been in Battlefield 3. So the vehicle damage is now 100 times better than it was in Battlefield 3, and vehicles are going to be a lot easier to take out. But people are really going to have to think about, when they are driving vehicles, about angling and trying to stop themselves being flanked. So it just adds more tactical gameplay, and that's really a good thing. Next up is the maps, and I can't really talk a lot about them because I've only actually played one of them. But the Siege of Shanghai is an absolutely amazing map, and from the amount of time that I put into it, I can see that DICE has really addressed half the problems that they had with the maps in Battlefield 3. We no longer seem to have a lot of those choke points that we were getting in Battlefield 3. But we are getting maps like Metro back, so it'd be interesting to see how DICE is going to sort of mix up the gameplay in that, because that was one of the worst levels in Battlefield 3 for choking players and putting them into basically slaughter corridors, and it was absolutely frustrating. But like I said, with the Siege of Shanghai, it's an absolutely amazing map. There's so many ways you can go about things, and using your tanks, using your helicopters, you can get about that map and you're never going to get stuck in a choke point. There are flags or capture points rather, that people tend to levitate to. I mean, D is a very hotly contested capture point, and so is C when the actual building's up. People tend to kind of ignore it when it's down. I don't know if that's because they don't really like that area when the skyscraper's gone down, but I personally quite like the trench style warfare. It's absolutely great, with loads of ways to run, loads of places to hide. It's great for hunting down people. So all in all, if Siege of Shanghai is anything to go by, DICE has really put a lot of effort into making these maps feel a lot more natural, feel a bit more realistic. I can't wait to play the rest of them, and I'm looking forward to playing some of the new maps. I'm really interested in seeing what they do with Metro, and I think they're bringing Caspian Borders back, which is one of the best maps from Battlefield 3. So let's hope that they can add some things to those maps to spice them up and make them a bit new. But other than that, Siege of Shanghai is a great map. I can't wait to play the rest. So next is team play. This is something that I really think that DICE has done a really great job in Battlefield 4 compared to Battlefield 3. I don't actually know what to call them. Let's just call them perks. The perks that you get for running as a team and as your squad is brilliant. It's a brilliant idea, and it really does enforce that you should be working together as a team. You are always going to get people that want to go off on their own, but when you get a squad of friends and you're all working together to capture points, it's great fun. I can't wait to play this more with my friends, so you should probably stay tuned for some more videos of that. So classes, this is another area where DICE has really worked very hard in rebalancing, especially with the Assault and the Recon class. The Assault class no longer has infinite defib paddles, so they can no longer start spamming them to basically bring whole teams back to life. So you get the effect where people would just, you kill them, they're back up, you kill them, they're back up, you kill them, they're back up. They can no longer do that. There's also a time where if someone has been shot and they're defibbed and they accept the defib, they are not allowed to be re-defibbed unless they have been alive for a certain amount of time, which is a great gameplay mechanic, so you really do avoid those absolutely spamming moments in Battlefield 3 of defibbing. That's one of the worst things about Battlefield 3 is you can take down 5 or 6 players, feel like a complete badass, and then some guy comes around the corner with his defib paddles and completely revives the whole team, completely wiping out whatever you had actually done. And it just made it very stressful and kind of annoying. So it's great that they've rebalanced that. Now's the Recon. The Recon is great now. The sniper rifles have so much more punch to them. I really did feel in Battlefield 3 that the sniper rifle was kind of felt like a BB gun. You shot and then it would just fly off into the distance, your bullet, and it just didn't feel like you were actually shooting a very powerful weapon. Whereas in Battlefield 3 it feels more like Bad Company 2, where you shoot someone with a sniper rifle and it really does feel like you sent an air fist to their face. It's absolutely great. And it's good that we have the C4 back, because now we can actually do stuff with the tank on that corner. We're not completely useless. And it's really great to drop a bunch of C4 off the top of a building, watch it fall onto a tank and then blow it up with the enemy tank player thinking, where the hell did that come from? It's an absolutely great moment playing around with the C4. The Recon class has really been balanced well, and now we can run with the DMRs with every single class, so we can actually really mix up the amount of style that you want to play with in your class. So you can run with Assault with DMR, or you can run with an Assault with the support, or if you want to play support and you can run with a carbine instead of running with the heavy machine guns. I mean, I'm not a great fan of the support weapons because I just can't deal with the Recon very much. I've never been a very supporty player. But I really do actually want to try the support class out in Battlefield 4 because I want to try the mortar, and I want to use some of those bigger machine guns because they look great fun to play. So I'm going to definitely give that a go. Also the shotguns. The shotguns feel a lot beefier in Battlefield 4 than they do in Battlefield 3. I don't know what it is because I never really run with the shotguns, but they do feel a lot better, and I'm enjoying playing with them. Other than that, the classes are absolutely great. They've been really well balanced, and I'm looking forward to playing around with all the other weapons that are coming out. Now for the bad. Now, to be honest, there isn't really a lot of bad things that I can say about Battlefield 4. It honestly does seem like a very well thought out shooter, a massive step from Battlefield 3, and offers you so much more than any other shooter on the market can give you. So these things you should probably take with a pinch of salt. They're not really bad, but there's things that I think could be definitely improved on. And the first one is the skyscraper. It seems very, very easy to take down. My only problem with it is you can park a tank on the shore and just shoot out the 4 pillars and bringing down the building. It seems like players want to do it just to take it down, just to see it. And it's kind of annoying when you are defending up on top of the skyscraper, and there's some guy just shooting it down below. He might even be on your team. So I definitely think that DICE could possibly rethink about maybe adding a pillar inside the building, or some way, or for if you are on top of the skyscraper or in the lobby down below, some way of defending against that. It definitely shouldn't just be someone being able to take out the whole building just with a tank, just by sitting on the shore. But it's a small gripe, and it's not really that bad. I quite like it when the skyscraper comes down. I prefer it when the skyscraper is up, but I have heard people grumbling that they really don't like it when the skyscraper is down. I don't personally think that it's a problem, but it is a problem that it is overly easy to actually bring the skyscraper down. The next thing is, this has been happening recently in the beta, where you load into a nearly full 64 player and you are stuck on the losing team, and it's like a team rape. The team that is losing is really losing. when I first started playing the Battlefield 4 beta, matches were really intense. They would go down to 20 tickets on one side and 0 tickets on the other. Now it seems like we are getting maybe 500 versus 0 tickets, and it's kind of leaving me with the feeling that I'm not getting the intense matches that I want. The beta was absolutely great at the start, and I can't say this is with any certainty is going to be an issue, but it's something that at the moment is kind of annoying me. It's the last few days that I've either been on a team that's completely owned the other team or completely lost, and it doesn't seem like the teams are either working well together or the skill players are being mixed with the less skilled players through battle log and your skill points. So I don't actually know what's going on there, but it's been quite an annoying thing to be logged into a battle where somebody is on 100 tickets and the other team are on a 600 tickets. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but it seems to be quite annoying, and it is something that actually happened in Battlefield 3 quite a lot. So we'll see how that one plays out. Lastly, in the bad is the game stability. It runs fine. I'm running it on Windows 7, so I'm not getting great frame rate. I mean, on Ultra I'm getting between 50 and 70 to 80 frames every so often, depending on where I am in the map. The latest patch apparently has improved stability and frame rate issues on Windows 7 quite a lot, but I've yet to try that out. I've yet to notice it rather than try it out. We will see when the full release comes out. I really don't want to upgrade to Windows 8. I know a lot of people really like it, but I really don't. I want to stay with Windows 7. But we'll see. We'll see how that one plays out. The game is fine in its current state, but it could be a lot better. I mean, going from Battlefield 3, where I was close to 200 frames, to struggling with 60 frames when the stuff's going down, it's kind of annoying, you know. We'll see what happens with that, though. Lastly, the ugly. Now, this is something that isn't a good or a bad thing. It's just something that personally annoys me, and you might feel the same, you might not. But I don't care. This is my thoughts. So basically, it's lift, or if you're American, elevator campers. People would sit with an LMG camping the mouth of the lift doors when it opens so they can just shoot in, or people with C4 doing the same thing. It absolutely bugs me when you have to go clear out a roof because they are lasing everything that you have and taking it out, and you need to get up there and you can't because they're either lasing your helis or they're camping the lift doors. Now, this isn't a problem because they have the right to do this. It's good tactics. It's just, in my opinion, it's against fair play. I really do not like going up in the lift, it opening, and then boom, dead. It's just something that really bugs me, and I personally wouldn't do that. I would sit and listen for the lift, and then if I heard the lift door opening, I would turn around and shoot. I wouldn't just lay there with a LMG waiting for the lift door to open. I have no idea if DICE could fix this, if they should even fix it. You could possibly tell me in the comments about your feelings. It's just something that personally really annoys me when you've gone up the lift 5 times and the same guy has not even moved. I mean, it's probably stupid that I've gone up the lift 5 times, but sometimes I just like to see the audacity of some players. You know, it's against fair play. You probably shouldn't do it. You know, you're trying to get your team to win. You're not trying to get the highest kill ratio. That's the game. You're trying to win the match for your team, not to see how many times you can kill someone going out the same lift. It's kind of a shitty move, and you're kind of a scumbag player if you do it, in my opinion. But other than that, it can't really be fixed. It's something that is there in the full right to do. So I should probably just shut up and get on with it and not go up the lifts. But like I said, if they're locking down your air and your ground with lasing targets, and then they're basically crippling you as a team, and it's a good idea. But scumbag. That's all I've got to say on that. Please don't do it. So that's it. I've talked for probably far too long, and I probably bored you half to death, but these are my thoughts, my updated thoughts on the Battlefield 4 beta. We are the 14th today, so we're probably getting it out very soon. That's if EA allows me to buy it. I've been having trouble trying to pre-order it. Thanks Origin. Thanks EA. Take my fucking money, please. But anyway, this is Mattzilla, and this has been my thoughts. Thanks for listening. Catch you later.